Yes, hypocrisy is alive and well amongst these sanctimonious leftists. From Kimmel to De Niro to Stephanopoulos, they want you to believe they're better than you, more virtuous, more decent. We all know the truth. They lie. They sin. They do the very things they accuse you of and the things they say they would never do. Evil things, like try to destroy people based on feigned outrage from which they spare their...
All right, everyone. Let's get started tonight because we have a story that is making waves in the late-night market. Really, just when you thought you had seen it all, Jimmy Kimmel and Megyn Kelly got into a heated dispute.
Same celebrities who wanted you to believe they were horrified after yours truly said in 2018 that people used to don dark makeup in order to imitate well-known black celebrities and it wasn't a big deal. Absolutely ate up the performance by Hollywood darling Mr. Kimmel, whose blackface costumes included his oft-repeated bit as basketball star Karl Malone.
Now, Karl Malone never seen no flying saucer himself, but if he do, that's gonna be a...
And the drama is genuine, people. We're talking about a full-fledged media duel between an accomplished news anchor and one of the most arrogant jerks on late-night TV. Maybe you're wondering what's happening. Let me explain. The primary objective is to reveal hypocrisy. We are investigating Kelly's audacious attack on Kimmel and her calm but nasty manner, which completely upended the foundation of Mr. Late Night Comedy. She didn't just approach him. She mutilated him from a distance with ruthless precision and indisputable truth.
Jimmy Kimmel was very upset that Donald Trump took a shot at Taylor Swift. Trump was making fun of the fact that she got booed openly at the Super Bowl and he got cheered to the high heavens. And Jimmy Kimmel didn't much like that and had the following to say.
Because some of the crowd booed Taylor Swift when they put her up on the Jumbotron, which of course made Harry Conman Sr. very happy. He posted 3 times about this. After the game, he wrote, "The only one that had a tougher night than the Chiefs was Taylor Swift. She got booed out of the stadium. MAGA is very..."
Indeed, Jimmy Kimmel's reputation suffered a severe setback. Using scathing sarcasm and pointing out his hypocrisy, Kelly handled the argument like an expert. Wait a moment. May I want a small favor from you? If you want information that is completely honest but goes against the grain, think about subscribing. There isn't any pressure. I'll be right here when you return. Is it finished already? You are authentic. From the crew, greetings. Now let's get back inside. Let's talk about Megyn Kelly's amazing takedown now, which has everyone in stitches. It was more than a little banter and sly jesting. Oh no. Kelly is prepared with a strategy that would help dispel Kimmel's Hollywood nonsense. It was like watching a chess game in which one player predicts every move 10 steps ahead of time.
It was the 96th Academy Awards show, and while you might have missed it, there was one clear winner. No, not Oppenheimer. It was sanctimonious leftists for their lead role in pretending they are better than you. Winner number 1, Jimmy Kimmel. For the 4th time, Kimmel hosted the Oscars before an adoring crowd of Hollywood stars who laughed and curried favor with the man who wore blackface so many times. Yes, some of the very same celebrities who wanted you to believe they were horrified after yours truly said in 2018 that people used to don dark makeup in order to imitate well-known...
When Kimmel's jokes became insulting,
past 2 weeks, they had the Kennedy Center honors the other night where Joe Biden couldn't say Dionne Warwick. He kept calling her Diane, and he didn't know who Barry Gibb was. He kept calling him Billy. You know who else was honored at the Kennedy Center? You know who else? Billy Crystal. Just FYI, do you know who once opened up the Academy Awards in full blackface?
Oh,
Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal. And do you know who's going to be hosting the Academy Awards this year? Jimmy Kimmel.
Megyn Kelly began to watch in silence from the sidelines, maybe drinking coffee. You know, the jokes that initially seem amusing, but make you wonder if they're really okay. Kelly based her criticism on accurate, factual observations, rather than shouting arguments or acting ostentatious. Today, Kimmel's show is renowned for its humorous political commentary. But what really sticks out in this case is Kelly's thorough analysis of everything. She did not simply barge into Kimmel's office and begin to scream at him. Instead, she deftly made up the tale to highlight Kimmel's own duplicity. Keep in mind that this is the same person who regularly ridicules celebrities yet seems oblivious when the joke is aimed at him. Let's take a moment to consider it. Kelly successfully weaponized Kimmel's humorous persona, which he likely considers his trademark. She eschewed theatrics and, by progressively eliminating his humor, sparked a media frenzy. You could just feel the temperature dropping as she showed the evidence that made his jokes work against him. One could argue that she paved the way for a public reckoning without ever being in the spotlight herself. So how did she manage to do this? Talking to someone who insists on showing their hand before you even begin the game is like that. Megyn Kelly has a strong sense of intuition, which helps her comprehend the importance of time. Instead of starting a heated dispute right away, she decided to wait for the dust to settle. After each of her remarks on celebrities, Kimmel gave her nuanced, biting critique when her eyes and ears weren't focused on the here and now. For example, Kimmel made a joke on racial sensitivity. It was his well-known blackface disguise as NBA great Karl Malone.
Know what they saw. They saw what we saw. They saw the frail elderly man who needed help getting off the stage. They're just too chicken to tell us about it, because they accurately deduced that he could still be the Democratic nominee, and they don't want to ding him up. Maybe you give Barbara a pass. Who gives a damn what this singer saw or says? But you know what? Jimmy Kimmel happens to be employed by ABC, which happens to have a rather large news organization. And he has been one of President Trump's most vocal critics. Where are you, Jimmy? On vacation? Not good.
In the comedy world, this was once considered new, but it contrasts sharply with Kimmel's current performances, which deal with such difficult topics. Remember how he appeared to be able to avoid responsibility? Kelly took note. She didn't yell or accuse anyone. Instead, she emphasized Kimmel's objective viewpoint on the same behaviors and the shift in how they are currently viewed in society. The real problem was that Kelly didn't need a live audience. She attempted to acquire acceptance in the court of public opinion by dissecting things analytically. Kimmel's foundation was shattered like a silent storm by her inspection. Consider what it would be like to have your massive cartoon castle tremble. Not from an earthquake, but from the intentional destruction of the beams and pillars that sustain it. This was not merely a criticism of Kimmel's comedic abilities. It looked at the evolution of entertainment norms. She had a cool strategy. Kelly did not resort to the use of fire. She put out fires with ice. Cool, quiet, and deadly. Accurate. It was all about offering insight at a time when society expects the media to be accountable and provide responsible comedy. Long renowned for his late-night quips, Kimmel frequently targeted public employees who received periodic reprimands for their actions. Kelly, on the other hand, handled the irregularities quite effectively. Kimmel, who never shied away from satire or criticism, was attacked for the facts rather than his opinions.
Evening Academy Awards broadcast with Kimmel and ABC elevating, the blackface lovin' Kimmel. They, at the same time, fired Chris Harrison, host of The Bachelor, for trying to defend one contestant on, Bachelorette, for saying, gee, I know I went to this antebellum party, a couple years ago. I guess I didn't see anything wrong with it. And all he said was, are we judging her by today's standards, or are we judging her by, old standards, whatever. He was basically trying to say, are we being too hard on her? Got fired. Chris Harrison has to be fired.
I'll explain this to you now. When she mentioned certain jokes, she wasn't attempting to make a comic look bad.
Daily Show has the worst ratings. They only have 366,000 people watching that show. During the Jon Stewart years, it was over 2 million. Now it's down to 300,000. Seth Meyers, absolutely dreadful. He doesn't even have a million. 778,000. I mean, for network television, this is, you don't have to pay for it. It's there when you turn on your TV. You plug it in. That's a dread.
It was challenging. An issue for viewers, reporters, and comedians. Should we strive for a kind of humor that is based on harsh criticism rather than insults? Or should we enjoy blatant mockery? Kelly's criticism of Kimmel was almost precisely the same as late-night TV. The event was a formal gathering. On the same lines, criticism hurts a comedy. The hypocrisy of ridiculing others while disregarding obligations and relying solely on smirks was revealed. This strategic analysis seeks to understand what humor means now, rather than what makes humor hilarious. Every action she took caused viewers and fans of Kimmel to pause and think about what makes this type of humor so compelling. What is the boundary, and who sets it? Well, there you have it. In addition to criticizing Kimmel, Megyn Kelly done other things. She created a comprehensive map of the ways that comedy, politics, and responsibility are entwined in contemporary media. Instead of a back and forth, viewers expected a shouting altercation, but she displayed a cool mastery of nuance and online competence, requiring a reality check. "Please don't take me at my word," Kimmel responds. 1,000 words are expressed in silence. All right, everyone, I'd like to know. What are your thoughts on Megyn Kelly's quietly impactful statements?